So, welcome to our podcasting station. Today, I have the opportunity to, I would not say interview, but just have a conversation because she was there with us for our fourth National Media Conclave, and I thought that I would not leave this opportunity and try to get from her ideas, her thoughts, her building phase in our higher education, which would be very helpful for our students as well as faculty members. So today with us we have Professor Dr. Mamta Rani Agrawal. Thank you, ma'am,
Namaste.
for coming to Sister Nivedita University. And what to say, she has so many badges to carry. And best, I would say that, ma'am, would you please introduce the badges that you have and how you feel coming to SNU today?
Namaste, Pranam. I'm Dr. Mamta Rani Agrawal. Currently, I'm serving as Additional Secretary Association of Indian Universities, the largest association of universities in the world. Prior to that, I was Advisor 1, Academic Policy and Planning for AICTE, where I was planning and policing the entire professional and technical education pan India. Before that, I had been Joint Secretary UGC. Prior to that, Director Education, New Delhi. And also I feel very, very proud by saying that I am from the first batch of lady pilot officers in the Indian Air Force. So these are few things, God has been kind, and these are my credentials.
It's a privilege, ma'am, because today in this world, I wouldn't be gender specific, but yes, I would say that for a woman to reach a space, there are a lot of struggles that a woman has to go through, and you are an epitome of that. And looking at you, we feel that yes, of course, we are going in the right direction, and someday we could follow your footsteps.
No, I think each one of you is very, very acclaimed in your own self. So I would say that every lady present on any dais in the room is equally accomplished. It takes a lot of courage to come out of the four walls of our home and establish what we do by having a delicate balance of family life and professional life.
Absolutely, ma'am. So, ma'am, today the first question I would just address is that since we are following this new National Education Policy NEP 2020, which is a new vision for all of us, in the beginning we were trying to understand the nuances, but then since today you are here and you're deeply involved into shaping it, the highlights, if you could share for us, which would help us in shaping our university also.
National Education 2020 is a very comprehensive concept document. It is actually, a policy document formulated by the Ministry of Education, Government of India, and unveiled by our Honorable Prime Minister on 29th of July 2020. See, it talks about transformation in every aspect of education, be it school education, technical education, higher education, skill based education. And it actually has been formulated after an extensive consultative process going down up to the panchayat level. I'll what try to tell you is in its essence, this is an Indian, एक भारतीय सिस्टम है, एक कॉन्सेप्ट है एंड विजन है, and there they are trying to create 21st century competent, highly competent professionals that can compete in the world among all others in their knowledge, in their wisdom, in their competency, and in their way to give back to the society through a community engagement.
Thank you, ma'am. Since also, I'm just adding a question that today we are talking so much about interdisciplinary because somebody who was studying science, somebody who was studying engineering, somebody who was studying creativity, it was always that they were kept in separate ponds.
Yeah.
But so, ma'am, what would be your take on this interdisciplinary approach of NEP? Because it is so important with this new Gen Z which is coming up, and they are so much exposed to information, and so I think it's difficult to actually bind them, and I think this policy would help them.
Yeah,
to-
absolutely. We should not really bind anybody. But in life, every problem, if you really look at it, comprehensively, holistically. It is multidisciplinary, interdisciplinary. I can give you an example. Anytime, okay, let's talk about Kolkata, since Sister Nivedita University is in Kolkata. If you want to really develop a good traffic network, you will require engineers, you will require architects who will build bridges, who will build the best of the roads. That is all engineering, and architecture, that's all design. But who will decide the behavior of the people who are on those roads? It's psychology, it's human behavior. So if you really look at the realm, we are talking of hardcore civil engineering, we are talking of design, we are talking of everything, but it finally boils down to how will a normal person commuting those vehicles, and again, automobiles is an integral part of it, is behaving. So your psychology becomes an integral part of it. I'll give you another example. People migrate for various reasons, for economic reasons, for political reasons. A person who is migrating, politics is involved, economy is involved. All of a sudden there is a shift from one place, skilled, unskilled, semi-skilled manpower has moved, and to other place, where they have moved, all of a sudden there is so much more supply of skilled, unskilled and semi-skilled manpower. Another thing is, whenever people are uprooted from their original habitat, and they are shifted to another place, their psychology is deeply impacted. So it actually changes their behavior. So it is also a study of sociology, it is also a study of anthropology, it is also a study of psychology. So if you really look at it, economics, politics, psychology, sociology, anthropology, so everything essentially is multidisciplinary, and that is how we should look at it.
Actually, yes.
See, you are a dean of design. Unless, what is beautiful? Beautiful is what works beautiful. So unless you design a product that satisfies the need of actually a consumer in true sense, and that may be built by an engineer, if it is actually technical in nature, it doesn't sell, it doesn't work. So everything is essentially multidisciplinary.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am. Another, ma'am, since we are also been introduced this Indian knowledge system, which we are studying very closely. So what would be, ma'am, your thoughts on this, and how you think that we should approach it, the ways we should work it? Is the option only to do workshops or trainings, or how do we inculcate within our curriculum and the day-to-day pedagogy of studies?
Imbibe it and be the role models. I think I would not really get into or try to get into a blame game. Can I speak in Hindi?
Of course, ma'am.
हमारी-
मैं भी हिंदी
हमारी-
भाषी हूँ, कोई दिक्कत
हमारी
नहीं।
जो शिक्षा पद्धति थी, उसने हमें अपनी वेशभूषा पर, अपनी लैंग्वेज पर, अपने त्योहारों पर, अपने ड्रेसेस पर, अपने सारे के सारे जो हमारे संस्कार हैं उन पर गर्व करना सिखाया ही नहीं। और इसीलिए आज हमें ज़रूरत पड़ रही है कि हम इंडियन नॉलेज सिस्टम को फिर से इंटीग्रेट करें। हम जैसे पाँव छूते हैं, हम जैसे होली, दिवाली, ईद, रक्षाबंधन मनाते हैं, हम जैसे अपने से बड़ों का आदर करते हैं, अपने ऋषियों की लिखी हुई चीज़ों को पढ़ते हैं, अगर हम वेद, पुराण, उपनिषद ये सब पढ़ लें और इन सबको अपने जीवन में आत्मसात कर लें, शायद आपको अलग से इंडियन नॉलेज सिस्टम पढ़ाने की जरूरत ही नहीं पड़ेगी। कितनी बार हम ये जानते ही नहीं हैं कि बहुत सारे आविष्कार जिनको हम वेदर it's a Pythagoras theorem or anything, those were actually invented by our saints, and it is documented, it is written. But the thing is, unless my student would know it, that this was done, it, how will that student feel pride that this is an invention of my Bharat? So it's so much important that we look for our knowledge, we validate our knowledge, we digitalize our knowledge, Indian knowledge system, and then we disseminate it to each and everyone, so that we truly, truly feel pride in being Indian, in being such developed civilization that we had been. One of the, not only the most developed, but one of the most ancient civilization of the world.
थैंक ऑफ कोर्स। एक्चुअली जब हम लोग यहाँ मैंने कलकत्ता में हैं या जो भी हैं, तो यहाँ पे भी हम लोग का एक जो जैसे रविंद्र संगीत हो गया, ये हो गया। तो जब हम लोग प्रोग्राम करने जाते हैं मैम, हमेशा क्या होता है कि हम प्लान तो करते हैं कि एक फ्यूजन करेंगे, वो करेंगे, लेकिन इवेंचुअली हम लोग उसको डाल देते हैं एक
टेकर्स
प्रोग्राम,
नहीं है ना,
क्योंकि
बिकॉज टेकर्स नहीं है ना।
जी
देखिए हर चीज के लिए क्या, और टेकर्स क्यों नहीं है, क्योंकि घर घर में जो पहले रविंद्र संगीत बजता था, अगर आप अपने ग्रैंड पेरेंट्स से पूछेंगे तो वो आपको बताएंगे कि ये कितना ज्यादा पॉपुलर था।
जी
सो अभी क्या है, एंड यू नो कुछ जो हमारे क्लासिकल संगीत
जी
है, दे आर फॉर सोल, यू नो।
Yes.
आई एम नॉट अगेंस्ट एनी काइंड ऑफ म्यूजिक। सो वो बहुत सारे म्यूजिक हमारी बॉडी के लिए होते हैं, विच यू नो वी जस्ट गो डांसिंग, and then you know there is music which is for us.
And what is
हाँ,
us? So actually, it also eases our personality.
it also it liberates us,
Yes.
it जिसको बोलते हैं ना सुकून देता है।
और मैम जैसे हम लोग अभी academics में, education में, what we are seeing that the industry and academia, the gap which was there,
Right.
because
It
students
is still is there.
skill, especially in terms of skill based courses, where the students feel कि क्लास में तो पढ़ रहे हैं, 10 पॉइंटर आया, 9 पॉइंटर आया, बट जब इंडस्ट्री में गए तो देखा कि सिनेरियो इज सो डिफरेंट, प्रोफेशनलिज्म इज सो डिफरेंट। सो मुझे लग रहा है अभी तो काम काफ़ी हो रहा है, हम लोग
right,
स्किल
right.
बेस्ड एजुकेशन को बहुत स्ट्रेस दे रहे हैं, हम लोग भी कोशिश कर रहे हैं। तो इस पर आप इफ़ यू कुड जस्ट से समथिंग।
See, इंडिया का जो प्रॉब्लम है ना, वी आर a huge demographic dividend. We are so many people. So think about it. We are, I think, 40 million students in higher education itself, roughly. So now the question is, even if industry wants, firstly, you know, do we all approach industry? Does our curriculum allows that, you know, after every semester there should be a semester where students are actually put to actual situation and they learn hands-on experiential learning? But even if suppose we put it into our curriculum, it is very difficult for the industry to subsume those many people. So you know, and unless we will not do it, we will not learn it. It's exactly like that, can you make chapati by watching YouTube video? So there is a difference in, you know, doing and actually learning it on a thematic level. So what I say, when you talk about internship, it must be mandatorily part of your curriculum. You should also simulate the environment, and you should not only look at industries, look at banks, look at you know, MSMEs, look at some of the corporative societies, look for self-help groups. So when you, but throw the people into the real market, because unless they will have skills, they will not be compete among people who from day one is, you know, like in Canada, some of the famous universities have every semester you study and then again you go for co-op, and that co-op is actually working along with it. So I think we really need to do it, but we need to look for better avenues, sending students to hotels, to agricultural
Lands.
and you know, working with the self-help group, working with cooperative societies, working with the medium and small industries, so that, you know, when our students are going, they understand that there is a difference in the theory world and actual world where we
Yeah.
are.
Because this is what we've been facing for a very long time,
Right.
and since I also come from the industry, so we could see that, और एक चीज it's out of the context बोल रहे हैं मैम, कि बच्चों का पढ़ाई एक जगह है और उनका एक पर्सनालिटी डेवलपमेंट, that's a huge process that takes place for 4 years, that when they come just out of 12th, so they are from a different, you know, classroom to college, and then the discipline, so they feel that no, now we are in a field where no discipline, so then telling them again and again that see, discipline is always there, and also in the industry to be disciplined in there also, professionalism.
No, I think discipline is very important. And you know, you can't say that there is no discipline. If somebody as a news anchor, because you are from this field, has to sit there at 9
Yes.
o'clock and deliver a news, she has to sit there and
even if
deliver
you're
news.
unwell,
There are times when you are unwell, there are times when, you know, you have had an emotional turmoil, there are times when you had a bad traffic, there are times when you are not really feeling that well, you know, mentally and physically. Similarly, you know, if a flight has to take off, the pilot and air hostess has got to be there. So discipline is everywhere. everywhere. So I never believe that you should only be working hard. So I say work hard and party harder.
Okay. So thank you, ma'am. Thank you for giving us this opportunity to talk to you. I did not want to miss this chance because we did have the AIU East Zone Festival, and I think that has been the biggest grandeur kind of experience that we've had. So when we started that, so you told me that Minal, you don't know what it is going to be.
And I really want to tell each one of you that, please give importance to culture.
Yes.
When I say culture, the finer parts of us, music, dance, theater, drama, fine arts, and literary, you would believe that you are a different you.
Yes.
If you can combine academics with it. It's a different experience, something
Actually.
which you can't really explain. And India has such rich odyssey of culture, whether you talk of dance or music or theater or dialects or anything, or fine arts or rangoli, that it really surprises me and it mesmerizes me. And I feel that somehow God should give me the courage that I should be able to preserve it for my next generation.
And those, I would say, ma'am, those 5 days were the best days of our life, because we slept less. We worked really hard, but then
felt
we
so much
enjoyed
more.
it,
Yeah.
because that noise was not noise. That was so much of positivity.
Yeah.
So thank you for giving
Thank
us that opportunity. I take this platform to give my
No,
thanks.
Dr. Meena, you are a wonderful lady, and
Thank you
I
so
have
much.
seen it that even today you are the star. Star of your national conclave.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Be the star.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
For me, for everybody, and primarily for yourself.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Namaste.